Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today was a pretty big day, I guess you can say. Today was Fan First Friday for Power Rangers, May, obviously. And I guess I just want to start making these videos a little bit more. I want to connect more with the Power Ranger community because obviously, like, as you can tell from my background, like, I'm collecting like the newest stuff, like the Lightning collection. And I don't know, I feel like I just want to get involved more, especially in my channel too. So that's why I'm just trying to make these videos, I guess. I meant to like try to do like a wish list before they did the Fan First Friday today, but I didn't have time to do that. So obviously now this is gonna be like my afterthought of the review. So this is just my opinion. Obviously, this is just what I feel. I don't personally ever feel like anything is really gonna be negative, from my videos. It's just always like, if you just don't like what they're making, it's more just like, don't buy it. It's like, don't hate, because then at the end of the day, they're not gonna be really making other stuff, and they're just gonna. So like, if you just don't like it, it's like, let's not buy it. But this is just my opinion. It's gonna be pretty good. So obviously, it's just my opinion. Obviously, you have your own opinion, and that's kind of what I want to, I guess, put this out too. It's like, what do you think of this? Like, let me know down in the section below what your thoughts of this whole, like, I guess, wave for today is. And like, I'm actually really interested in trying to see, like, hey, this is what I think, but what are other people thinking? So without further ado, let's get started with my overall thoughts about this whole fan fest. So let's get to it. Alrighty, so the first thing that they started off with today were obviously some like little questions and all that, like the little quizzes, blah blah blah. But the main point is that they started off with the A Squad. Now the A Squad is from the SPD. They're supposedly supposed to represent like the Psycho Rangers, I guess, in some sense, because they're technically the bad guys and the Rangers, right? But they're still not as iconic as the Psycho Rangers. I don't think anything will ever top that. But like, it's cool that they just kind of got this out of the way. We did have the Blue Ranger in the 2-pack with the in the versus 2-pack, I guess you can say. And so he was initially the first one, like, hey, we're probably gonna get the rest of the A team, which is kind of what they did today. They announced the Red Ranger, which is the leader, the green, pink, and yellow versions of them, and 2 of them are exclusives, which obviously there's good things about exclusives and then bad things about exclusives. Like, I guess in my opinion, the bad thing is that, sometimes they'll run out or you can't really find them, and that's the only store. And I get it, like, store to store from each state is like really different. Like, for example, I have been lucky with GameStop trying to find stuff that I like, but I know in other cities and states, GameStop to them is like the worst. To some other people, Walmart's like the best part. To me, Walmart's my worst. I'm actually excited though that they're exclusives again. I don't know, it just makes it good for the hunt, you know what I mean? Like, to me personally, I love going to stores and like, hey, do you have so and so? Because like, to me, like I said, the only store that I can really find Power Ranger stuff is my Target, Amazon, and GameStop. Walmart is just useless to me. I've never really seen anything on Best Buy. So apart from that, it's like, I don't really know where to go. So the fact that I have to go to stores now to like, hey, do you have this one? Now it's pretty cool. Now, also the other thing, it's like exclusives are a little bit more expensive, right? But to me, I love going to stores. I love like seeing it in person. And then in that way, I can actually choose like, hey, this one's helmet's a little bit darker on this side than the rest. So it's like, I can pick and choose, as in just buying online, it's like you get what you get pretty much. But they are more expensive though, so that's like the other drawback about that, and you're actually playing it safe by pre-ordering it, as in opposed to like risking it by just going to the store, which I don't think it's going to be bad. It's not as bad as Pokemon cards, people. It's Power Rangers. It's still not that high as in like demand, but it's still pretty cool, so we should be safe with that. Now, the 2 that are exclusive are the SPD A-Team Green Ranger, which is a Best Buy exclusive. So that doesn't sound really bad. Best Buy isn't technically bad, at least for me. But like I said, I haven't really seen any figures there, really. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't really know what to say on that. Now the other one is the pink SPD, A Squad obviously, and to me, okay, GameStop I have seen figures there, which it's totally fine. The only issue is that they're always like $2 to $3 more expensive, and it's like, do I really want to spend this much on that? You know. But like I said, it's exclusive, so that kind of like makes like, okay, like I don't mind spending $2 extra on the exclusive, right? It's just something about the hunt. I know a lot of people don't really get this. I just love going to stores and like, hey, here it is. And I get it right now due to the whole pandemic, but like it's still nice to just go outside for a chance and just like, hey, do you have this thing? And then just kind of just figure out something else that you want to buy, right? The thing that we should be celebrating here is that, like, first of all, it's a full team that's kind of check mark already. It's like we have literally the entire one. It's one that's actually completed. Now, to me, something about like Legacy is that they never fully always completed the teams. And the fact that Hasbro is actually completing teams, I mean, obviously the first one is the Mighty Morphin, right? They're always going to complete that first, right? Although we're technically not done with Mighty Morphin because we still haven't seen or heard anything about the metallic White Ranger. That's the one that I think is going to be an exclusive, or it could possibly even be in those little capsules that they mentioned. Again, there's no information about that. It's just more like, hey, we're gonna do capsules, and each store is gonna get something different. But like, they still haven't mentioned it. If you look at it, Mighty Morphin is done. Obviously, we have all of them. The second one that was finished was the Psycho Rangers. Literally, with this wave, we're literally finishing all of them because they released the full 5 Psycho Rangers, right? The original ones. Then the first one we actually ever got was the green one from the comics from the Boom Studios. And then now we just got revealed, obviously a little spoiler, but we got the silver Psycho Ranger, which obviously is something else was pretty cool in there, which we'll talk about just a little bit. But those are 3 teams we're done with. You know, Mighty Morphin, Psycho Rangers, and the A Squad. So now it's like, okay, like now you start putting more faith into Hasbro, like, hey, they're actually finishing up teams. So it's like, okay, now I'm not scared about like actually buying this and like, wait, they might not even do this one. It's like, they're not afraid to do like the pink yellow versions, which is what I love, you know. It's always like the not top sellers, but like for us Power Ranger fans, it's like we need the entire team, you know. They're not doing it like how Bandai used to be like, oh, just release all the males and then we'll see how the other ones. It's like, no, it's like now it's like full confidence. Like, all right, now I trust you, Hasbro. Now I'm gonna start buying all of them. Obviously, we need the cash first of all because this wave is kind of expensive. I'll tell you that. Now let's get on to the next one. Next on up, it's actually I don't know if this is my favorite part. Anything that involves in space, I'm literally a sucker for. Okay. Just put in space in there. I'm like, okay, I'm buying that. Okay. In space is my favorite one, which is obviously like kind of like the most common answer. But let me tell you why though. Because like, see, Power Rangers came out in 1993, correct? I was born in 1992. So like, even though I knew about Mighty Morphin, Zeo and all that, I wasn't to that age where I was kind of like, hey, this is Power Rangers, you know? It wasn't until like I was like in second, third grade when I literally started noticing, hey, Power Rangers. And to this day, I still remember the first time that they showed the first episode of In Space, where Andros was in that suit, wink, wink, or in that robe, should I say? And I just remember watching that episode and just sticking through the entire season. That's why it's special to me, and it was actually really good. So it's not just because like, well, that's the most common answer. It just that's the one that I literally, I guess you can say, grew up watching. Literally when I had like common sense, right? So anything in space, I'm a sucker for. And obviously, we got another really good one. We got TJ, the Blue Ranger, and then we also got the In Space Silver Psycho Ranger. Now, Zane to me is one of those that's like literally, he's my favorite 6th Ranger out there. I don't know what it is. Again, it's probably just the nostalgia, but just his costume looked really nice, and the color of this whole silver thing is just my favorite. So obviously, it's a good thing that I waited to do this video because as time passed by, they actually started releasing the actual footage or actual pictures about this. So we actually ended up seeing the sculpture of TJ, and TJ looks really good. Okay, like I'm happy that they got him like pretty good. Like, you can just see that it looks just like him. It comes with the little axe thingies, which is pretty cool. But I think the shocker from everyone was, and something that I didn't really know and they didn't really mention, was that the Psycho Ranger Zane, his head sculpture actually comes with this thing. So it's like, bro, like, I don't know how more hype this can be. It's like, to me, like, I get it. I know this isn't the first time they made him. Bandai made him a few years ago, you know, but it was like a Comic-Con exclusive or something. I personally never got the chance to get it during that time. I was doing, you know, I was going through some bad time as in financial, whatever, and family stuff. But now it's like, okay, now it's on the Lightning collection now, and it's like, dude, it looks so really nice. His weapon looks really cool. Now, I am probably gonna put a picture here, but I just I don't know what like I want to say about his face. Like, to me, Zane, like, I can see him, I can picture him, but I don't know if the picture does him just. I guess the head sculpture does him justice. Now, again, these are always just like pictures and stuff, like, so they can always modify anything. But like, the face just kind of looks a little bit weird to me. The blonde hair is there, but it's just like the face. I don't know what really to say, and it's just kind of like, don't mess this one up, please, because Zane is literally like my favorite 6th Ranger. So it's like, don't mess this up, please. Really need to have this guy pretty good, because I'm actually one of those that's really excited about like the actual head sculptures. Like, I like connecting them with the actual Power Rangers versus the actors. So that's one of my goals, which I'll probably get into it just a little bit right now, especially with the Yellow Ranger. I do wish that they weren't in 2-packs. It's just because, like, well, obviously you can't see, but I actually collect the boxes. And when it comes to 2-packs, you can't really do that, you know, because it's like, it's too big to kind of fit in there. So it's like, maybe bring them down into like small boxes, you know, just singles instead of verses. I do love what they're doing with verses, though. Don't get me wrong on that. But it's just something like, maybe just do them kind of separate boxes, please, especially like the in space, because I want to collect all those. But I don't know. But point is, though, we're literally getting really close to finishing in space. We just need Cassie and obviously Zane, as in the full Ranger. But we are done with all the Psycho Rangers at this point, literally. So, all right, let's move on to the next one. Now, this is the one that I really like, but at the same time, I had some kind of issues with it. Now, first of all, it's a 2-pack between the Yellow Ranger and Scorpina. So, from what I heard, they've never really made a Scorpina figure. So, the fact that we're getting one is cool. I get it, it's Mighty Morphin, but it's a figure that they never released before. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, I'm really into that kind of stuff, you know? Something that they never did before, and now it's like, hey, here it is, right? I love that. I get it's still Mighty Morphin, but the more variety we get of different stuff, then it's cool. I'm totally cool with it. The only issue here to me is like the Yellow Ranger. Personally, I don't have the Trini one yet, so obviously, you know, I still need to get that one. I guess my issue is the Aisha head. So my first initial thoughts were like, well, what's the point of this? The metallic yellow version is getting the Aisha head. But it has been confirmed that the heads are totally different. My issue is nothing with Aisha, okay? Like, there's totally nothing wrong with her. It's just kind of like, why do we have another Yellow Ranger in this little versus pack? Are they trying to match Scorpina, you know, because yellow? But it's just kind of like, why is it that we have another Aisha head sculpture? Like, that's kind of like what's going on with me. Like, I get it. Like, it's another head sculpture, but not everyone is really into head sculptures. I personally am, so I don't really care. But it's just kind of like, what are we going to do with the extra Aisha head, you know? So my plan for, like, these Lightning collection is to try to get 2 figures of each, you know, try to have one with the actual helmet and then have the other one with the civilian head. But, like, my thing is, like, what am I going to do with 2 Aisha heads? You know? I only want one. I don't really want to try to both of them. Because it's just kind of, like, it just doesn't really make sense. Because most of the other Rangers just have one head. So it's like, where does this really fit? It's not that I hate this. It's just, like, I'm confused as to why the Yellow Ranger. Like, I feel like this would have been, like, a perfect time, I guess, maybe. Like, it just literally just popped into my head right now. They could have just added maybe, like, the Green Ranger without the shield. But technically, you can already do that with the original ones, right? You can take off the Dragon Shield. So, I don't know why. Like, I'm confused as to why the Yellow Ranger, you know? Now, this new Aisha head, I actually really like this one instead of the one that comes with the Metallic Ranger one. I kind of prefer this one. It just, I guess it's like iconic because, like, to me, the one where she has like the ponytail like that, it's like one where like she barely kind of came into season 2, you know? So it's like that to me kind of stands out. It's like, hey, like that's the young Aisha when she barely joined, right? I don't know. You guys let me know down in the section below what you guys think. Again, I don't hate it. It's just like, it's just confusing to me. That's all, really. And now, the last figure that they released um, was actually, see, like, I wish I would have done my video on this before, because now, like, when I was trying to explain it, it would have made sense now. But, like, they showed Andros. Get it, right? Andros, we already have them, you know, especially in the 2-pack. But this time he's like in a civilian form, and I love that. And then going back to the first episode of In Space, where Andros pops out in that like red robe, you know, when they're all having the dinner, you know, like the villain dinner. That, I'm telling you, that episode just sticks to me because I remember the first day when I saw that, and it's like, hey, like Power Rangers is starting all over. Let me just catch up, and it's just like from there, it just took off, right? But like that's kind of what I wanted to mention. It's like they're doing like actual civilian stuff. Is it really gonna sell? That's the thing, right? I'm pretty sure as long as you put in Space in there or Mighty Morphin civilian stuff, they're gonna go, right? They're gonna sell out. I'm pretty sure. Um, but it's just pretty cool that we're getting something out of the just like the suit stuff. Now I get it, a lot of people just kind of like it for the suits, right? Because they're like Super Sentai fans, so they just kind of grab inspiration from that, right? But to me, when I grew up, I didn't know about Super Sentai. All I knew was Power Rangers, you know. I thought all that footage was like American made, which is not, right? But I actually connected to these characters, you know. Like to me, I'm like, hey, that's Andros. Like, hey, Ashley, TJ, Carlos, Cassie, Zane, you know. It's like, to me, like they're special, right? Because like seeing their faces, it's like, oh, nice. But I know a lot of people aren't really gonna be into that. Like, well, like it's like, well, what am I gonna do with this one? You know, like the Andros. There's really nothing new because like the Spiral Saber, obviously we already have. We already have the head sculpture, which also comes with it, and then we obviously have the Astral Blasters, right? I think the thing to me that really sells this is the whole robe. They actually showed like a little video of the material, and it looks really, really nice. So I'm very excited about that. Obviously, this is where a lot of people are gonna have different opinions. Like, hey, like I'm not really interested in this, so it's kind of like I don't really care. But there's people like me who I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Sign me up, baby. The only thing is that they never really mentioned when it was gonna come out. That's I guess the only thing that's like sucks. It's like, here, look at the figure we're having, but we're still not releasing it. It's like, ugh. I think that's the thing too, that they're playing safe. It's like it's in space. But like, what if they were to do that with other Rangers? I don't think it would sell as great. Maybe, but I don't know. That's why I'm asking you guys for your opinion. Like, hey, what do you guys think about this? I'm in love with that because Andros. Andros is one of my favorite Red Rangers of all time. So to me, it's like a no-brainer, right? But it's just my opinion, like I said. So there's that. And then lastly, they teased us with a weapon, I guess. That to me, I know all of my Power Rangers. You know, give me the suit and the helmet. Like, hey, that's RPM. That's Mystic Force. That's Overdrive, right? But weapons, it's something I guess I'm not really like, hey, like, oh, that's definitely like a Zeo Turbo weapon, right? They teased the weapon. Now, at first, I thought maybe it was gonna be like a role-playing weapon, you know, like the ones they're like live action. But I think it's just teasing us to like the next figure that they're making. And I actually like that. Something pretty cool now that they're teasing us like, hey, this is what we're making. So here's a little tease. I love that actually. Again, no much information besides just that little gun picture that they showed. And after they were done, because to me, I was like, I have no clue what this is. Like, there's a shape, so I'm guessing Zeo. I went over to Toku Topics, like little live stream afterwards, and him and his friends were saying like, hey, that looks like the Phantom Ranger's gun. So then I Googled it on Google. I was like, hey, Phantom Ranger's weapon. And that looked like the gun. So I guess we're literally getting the Phantom Ranger pretty soon. Now, again, that's a figure that I've never had personally, so I'm super excited. And just in general, I'm just excited to collect anything, especially because like when I was young, you know, I never really collected these things. I was more into like Dragon Ball collecting wise. I still saw Power Rangers, right? But I never really had the money back then. So now that they're making all these, it's like, yes, let's do this, you know. But that was pretty much it for Fan First Friday. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have another one soon. Hopefully, like in 2 months, 3 months from now, because I want more. Even though this wave is kind of expensive. That's just my reaction to it. Like my overall thoughts of it. Again, there's just no point to like be negative to this, you know, because it's just like they're trying out new stuff, and I applaud them for that, you know. But it just kind of sucks when they try stuff out and then people just attack them like, no, like you guys are morons. Why would you do this? It's just like if you don't like it, then just don't really buy it, you know. Let them know by not buying it. Kind of like the 7-inch monsters. Those, from what I heard, aren't really doing that great. I think they're nice. I don't have any yet, but I guess it's just the height difference that are bothering people. Yeah, that was pretty much it. I'm really, really curious to see what you guys thought about this wave. I thought this wave, or like if you consider it a wave, I don't know. I thought today's was actually pretty cool. I thought everything was pretty cool. We're finishing stuff, which is like nice. There was just that one, the Yellow Ranger, which was like, why? Which I guess didn't make sense. But I'm really curious to find out what you guys know. And again, I should have done this in the video, but once I reach 200 in the beginning, once I have 200 subscribers, I'm gonna do a giveaway of, I guess, pretty much any Power Ranger Lightning figure, some Dragon Ball Z figure rise, and or like some of the Pokemon, the first trainer pack. So trying to do a couple of those, and we'll see. Once I hit 200, we're almost there. And also, I know there's a few new people, so hello, welcome. Should have done this in the beginning though, but you know, what can I do? I already messed up. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. Make sure to get into that giveaway. And I guess I'll catch you guys later. And hopefully I see you guys back. So peace. Adios.